Welcome to This Explainer. You know, when we think about aging and longevity, we almost always focus on the big stuff, right? Genetics or major medical events. But what if I told you that the most mundane, everyday routines of your retirement might actually be secretly shrinking your lifespan? It sounds crazy, but today we're breaking down the hidden traps of post-retirement life. We're going to look at 7 seemingly harmless habits that could literally be undermining your health as we speak. So, to set the stage here, let's take a look at some baseline data from the Japanese Ministry of Health's 2025 life tables. Right now, the average life expectancy is sitting at roughly 81 years for men and 87 years for women. I mean, that's an incredible baseline. But here's the thing, hitting those numbers or even surpassing them isn't just about avoiding serious illness. It's really about what determines if those later years are truly active and healthy or if they're spent in a rapid decline. Okay, let's dive into this. We're actually going to skip a traditional agenda today, mostly because these habits don't just happen in a vacuum. They trigger each other. So we're going to count down from 7 all the way to 1, unmasking these interconnected daily routines that major medical studies show have an absolutely profound impact on our mortality. Coming in at number 7, losing a sense of purpose. Now, according to psychological medicine, this isn't about giving up on some grand, lifelong dream. It's actually way simpler than that. It's just losing those quiet, everyday reasons to wake up and get out of the house. And having no reason to get up, well, that triggers a massive domino effect, pulling us right into habit number 6, an inactive lifestyle. And this brilliantly illustrates what we actually mean by inactivity. It doesn't just mean you stopped going to the gym. According to findings in the British Journal of Sports Medicine, it's the loss of basic daily motions. We're talking about things like carrying groceries, standing up to grab something, or just walking to the bus stop. These non-exercise daily movements matter immensely for lowering your mortality risk. It's that constant, low-level engagement of your muscles throughout the day that keeps your engine tuned. Just think about the stark physical contrast between these two phases of life. During the working years, you're commuting, you're walking around the office, maybe taking the stairs. It's all built-in incidental exercise. But then retirement hits. Suddenly, you're sitting on the sofa, watching TV, with absolutely no set schedule. That sudden, massive drop in movement is a total shock to your system. Which leads us to habit number 5, extreme sleep patterns. Data from BMJ Open shows us that without that physical daytime exhaustion, your natural rhythms just completely collapse. You might find yourself sleeping way too much during the day or constantly tossing and turning all night. Habit number 4 is chronic stress. The British Medical Journal points out that when you combine this disrupted, poor sleep with new retirement worries like health and money, it creates this endless loop of chronic stress. And that continuous, exhausting psychological burden, it's directly tied to higher mortality risks. So naturally, all that chronic stress and fatigue causes people to withdraw, leading right into habit number 3, a shrinking social world. This quiet loss of connection doesn't happen overnight. Research in Nature Human Behavior shows that as it takes more and more effort to maintain relationships, you start losing these seemingly minor touch points. And losing them significantly raises the risk of mortality by keeping you isolated indoors. You lose the daily banter with coworkers, you start getting fewer phone calls, and crucially, you lose those extra pairs of eyes on you. Suddenly, nobody is there to notice those subtle early changes in your health or mood. You become isolated inside, and the outside world starts to feel very, very far away. Which drops the retiree right into habit number 2, a plummeting step count. Because, let's face it, when you have nowhere to go and no one to see, your daily step count practically falls off a cliff. A major study in the Lancet Public Health highlighted a really crucial point for us here. It's not about obsessing over hitting exactly 10,000 steps on your smartwatch. Sure, health benefits definitely correlate positively as your step count increases, but the real danger is your world shrinking so much that you stop walking entirely. It's losing that fundamental daily mobility that puts your longevity at severe risk. So, if practically stopping moving is habit number 2, it begs a huge question. What is more dangerous than not walking? What could possibly be the absolute number 1 hidden risk in retirement? It's something so mundane, so baked into our modern lives, that it traps even highly active people. Any guesses? The number 1 hidden longevity trap is habit 1. Prolonged sitting. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that even those who diligently take a 30-minute morning walk still fall victim to this. The terrifying truth is that you can be proactive. Take a brisk 30-minute walk every single morning and still be at massive risk. Why? Because a morning walk cannot reverse the damage of sitting on the sofa for the rest of the day. Both the BMJ and the British Journal of Sports Medicine strongly link prolonged sitting to higher mortality. When you sit all day watching TV or just scrolling on a phone, the muscle use in your legs and core stops completely. It's not just a lack of steps, it is a fundamental state of physical stagnation that becomes the baseline of your entire day. Let's pull back and look at the big picture for a second to summarize the core thesis here. It's a devastating domino effect. You lose your daily purpose, which leads you to stay home more often. Staying home means you walk less and lose social contact, which ultimately leads to sitting all day in an isolated, stressed state. These habits absolutely never happen in isolation. One subtle shift in your routine drags the whole shebang right along with it. So I want to leave you with this powerful question to really reflect on. Has your daily life become smaller than it was a few years ago? Take a moment to think about your routines, your movements, and your connections. If you've noticed this domino effect in your own post-retirement life, or hey, if you found a great way to break the cycle, leave a comment below. Sharing your experience might just be exactly what helps someone else expand their world again. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll see you next time.